Hello, my name is Leah. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing an unwind and recharge yoga session. This is for any level. I'll explain the poses quite thoroughly, so feel free to join along even if you don't have very much experience with yoga. To get started, let's meet in child's pose. So come to a kneeling position. If this is uncomfortable, you can place a block, a pillow, or a blanket underneath you, and gently start to lower your upper body down so that your ribs come to touch your thighs, and reach your arms out in front of you. Gently resting your forehead on the mat or on the block or pillow if you placed one underneath you. From here, we'll start to just settle in and start to inhale deeply, fully filling your lungs. Pressing and expanding your chest into your thighs. Exhale, fully, completely emptying your lungs. Start to draw awareness to your breath and the full ability of your inhale and exhale. Press your fingertips hard into the mat, spreading them wide. And start to transition your inhale and exhale both through your nose. One more breath here. Gently start to press into your hands and push yourself up to a tabletop position. Widen your knees a bit so that they are hips width distance apart and your shoulders are stacked on top of your wrists. We'll do a few rounds of cat and cow. On your inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up for cow. Exhale, round your spine, gaze to the end of the mat for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And then come to a neutral spine. On your inhale, right arm reaches all the way up overhead. Exhale, thread the needle in between your knee and your hand. And rest your right shoulder on the mat, extending your left hand out long. Feel this nice little twist. Place your left hand back underneath you, pressing up, and return your right hand to the mat. Other side, inhale, left hand reaches all the way up overhead. Exhale, thread the needle, placing your left shoulder on the mat. Extend your right hand long. Replace your right palm down underneath you, pressing back up to tabletop. From here, lower your elbows down on the mat, keeping your knees stacked, and start to lean back in towards your heels with your hips so that we're really stretching our shoulders and triceps. You can rest your forehead on the mat if that feels good as well. Inhale, lift your chest, come back onto your hands, replace them underneath your shoulders, tuck your back toes under, and hips lead up and back to downward facing dog. Pressing evenly into all 10 fingers, all 10 toes. Maybe pedal out your heels here. Play with bending one knee and then the other. On your next inhale, right leg lifts up high behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through in between your hands. Drop your back knee to the ground, untuck your back toes, and lift your chest for a low lunge. You can bring your hands to heart center here, palms to touch. Inhale, arms reach all the way up overhead, palms to touch above you. Gently start to take your gaze all the way up and maybe drop your head back for a slight back bend. Inhale, come back all the way up. Replace your hands down on the ground. Tuck your back toes under and start to hinge your hips back to lower your hips on top of your heel so that we get a half split here, straightening your right leg. If it feels better to keep your toes tucked, you can do that. And just start to hinge at the hips, feeling a stretch through the back of your right leg. Inhale, come back up, lifting up your hips, tuck your back toes under, and step your back foot up to meet your front at the top of the mat, forward fold here. Hinging at the hips, lengthening your spine. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, lower. Plant your palms and step your feet back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out your hips again. Inhale, left leg swings back behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, step your foot through in between your hands, drop your back knee, untuck your toes, and lift your chest for low lunge on the other side. Hands can come to heart center. On your next inhale, arms reach all the way up overhead. Hands to touch above you, and again, dropping your head back for a little back bend. Inhale, come back up. Replace your hands on the mat underneath you. Option to tuck your toes, sitting back on your hips for a half split on the left side. Inhale, press back up, hands on the mat, tuck your back toes under, step your right foot up to meet your left at the top of the mat, forward fold. Option to grab opposite elbows here and just feel your upper body get really heavy, pulling and elongating your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, slowly rolling your spine all the way up to stand in mountain. From here, take a wide step to opposite ends of your mat. Get your toes a little pigeon-toed so that they're in more than your heels, and then hinge forward at the hips for a wide-legged forward fold. You can reach your arms down for opposite ankles. For the same ankle, you can have them out long, gently underneath your shoulders. You can interlace your fingers behind your back and let your arms fall. Just find somewhere where you can relax here. Inhale, halfway lift here. Plant your palms on the mat. Tiptoe your feet in a little bit, and then sit your hips low for a malasana squat. Hands to come at heart center, pressing your elbows into your knees. Try and keep your feet flat on the ground and your spine long, your head tall, your shoulders low away from your ears. Then gently come forward, place your hands on the mat, help yourself into a seated position. From here, knees are bent, lower your upper body all the way down on the mat. Keeping your feet flat on the ground. On your inhale, tuck your hips up, lifting into a bridge. Chin is tucked. Knees are parallel to each other, not splaying out wide. Pressing evenly into your feet, and even pressing into your arms and your palms. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way back down. For our final asana, let's squeeze our knees into our chest. Give yourself a big hug. And then exhale, release into Shavasana. Legs are long, arms are just hanging down by your sides. Maybe your palms are flipped up. And we'll take a few moments here to rest at the end of today's class. Start to waken yourself up, wiggling your fingers and toes. Start to deepen your breath again. And gently push yourself back up to a seated position. Show yourself some gratitude for showing up on your mat today and doing something for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you next time.